Alicia is New Zealand's strategy organisational change expert. Welcome, Alicia.
First things first means that not everything matters equally, and if you pretend that it does, you're either a liar or a Gemini, and either way, I'm not interested in hanging out with you. When I was a teenager, I had a baby. Now, I know that that's going to detract from my strategist status in the room, but I would argue with this one, because now I'm in my 30s, and I have a teenager who babysits my other children. Right? Long-term strategy.
Alicia is smart and she's sassy and she's super good at strategy. She's really approachable, really normal, really vulnerable, and just a brilliant speaker that I reckon would work with any room. She's young, but she works across so many markets.
She has energy, she provides an excitement, and she provides an environment where people feel very comfortable, very safe, and just brings a personality that brings out the best in people.
You mentioned before about making it okay to fail. Have you got any failures you'd be willing to share with us, Mr. Mayor?
She challenges you in a safe way, but doesn't just let you get away with just those easy answers. She gets underneath and really probes for why you're thinking that. What is it that you're actually trying to say?
And then I'm going to challenge you again and say, if you were to pick a different person to be, so not just a different thing to think about, but a different person to be when you were having this conversation. So obviously you could be a counsellor, right? Who else would be a useful lens to apply on this stuff while you're having this conversation? Who else could you be?
What really hit home to me about Alicia's presentation, her personal story and how that impacted what she does around getting really super clear about what your priorities are.
So when I look at what 18-year-old me had going for her and the way that she made this stuff work, I think there are three really key parts to that. And one of those was I had absolute clarity about what mattered. I knew what my big picture was, yeah? I knew the end game. I knew I had to look after that kid, and that if I wanted to give it a decent life, probably needed to get an education. So my clarity, top notch. I knew exactly what I was doing.
Alicia is absolutely outstanding. We absolutely love working with her because she helps challenge us in a very safe way and get people opening up and sharing in a very safe and trusting environment.
The way she challenges us, her comments, her thoughts, her ideas, it's a bit hard to put in words sometimes, but she challenges us to the point where it's still extremely professional, but also just on the cuff of, did you just say that?
Then I asked you what the biggest future unknowns were, and at least three of you went, well, duh, that's a trick question. If I knew, they wouldn't be unknowns.
So I thought Alicia was bloody awesome. And I liked the fact that she was really quite practical in her little tips. And it's just, it really is to the heart of the matter, clarity, bloody clarity, you know? So I got to be honest, mate, I bought a book. I thought it was, I'm keen to see some good shit come out of that.
Really accessible, easy to get into, and I just love the segue in terms of here I was as a young student, young child, and then what does this mean for us in real life?
So what I want to talk to you about today is the first piece. It's the clarity, because that is the first piece. And I reckon that we need to do first things first. First things first. Oh, you guys!
It was vibrant, it was exciting, and it was funny. I laughed a lot, and you gotta love that.
Rate her 10 out of 10, honestly. I'm straight up. I'd rate her a 10 out of 10 for what she does.
That's me. My number one message, first things first. If you're worried about getting shit done, could you please take a moment first to make sure that you're doing the right shit?